2022 Dodge Charger Hellcat Jailbreak. Recommended service. Brake job. Front replace pads and rotors. Just for the front. Guess how much Dodge is charging for that? $4,388.88. $4,388.88 just for a front brake job. Not even the back, just the front. I'm going to ask you guys again. Do you still want a Hellcat? $4,300 is coming out of your pocket just for the front brakes, not even the rear. Nothing else, just brakes. You got to pay to play when you own these cars, and I'm not kidding. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Knockout360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in a car that makes us a car blogger. You know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. Is that too much? So that you know what's going on and when it's coming out, right? Obviously, this isn't for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I just bought my car and I don't need a front brake job, but I will. So this will actually pertain to me. One of my subscribers hit me up in the DM. Shout out to my man, let me see. Shout out to my man, King Beards _. That's King Beards _ on Instagram. Yeah. He's got a big wide body Charger, man. Big, powerful monster. You know how that go. Shout out to him. But he hit me in the DM and basically said that, guess what? He takes his Hellcat to Dodge. It's time for a brake job, right? I guess he's had it for a certain amount of time or whatever the case may be, and it's that time of the year. You all know it because I'm sure you all have been there or you're going to be there soon. Goes to Dodge because I think everybody, when they buy a new car, they try to go to the dealership for everything. Even though the dealership normally charges the highest price, you know that, number one, the work is going to be done the best because it's done by licensed Mopar individuals. Two, the warranty, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be warranty work in the event that something happens or they mess up. Just take it right back to them. They're going to replace whatever they messed up for free. And three, you're able to keep the records of all the maintenance and stuff that's taking place on your cars, right? So he takes it to Dodge. It's that time of the year again, right? Front brake pads. And they quote him $4,388 for a front brake job. Now, what is a front brake job? Pads and rotors, just for the front. Obviously, the front is where we have those big 6-piston brakes or whatever the case may be, and then the rear is where we got the 4. But $4,388, man. And when you go to MoparOnlineParts.com for authentic Mopar parts, authentic Mopar Performance Hellcat brake package, $3,357. And with the additional $1,000 comes into play for Dodge is the labor. So the parts in and of themselves is right about $3,000. And then labor factored on top of that, a little under $1,000 or whatever the case may be, a couple hundred, you know what I'm saying? So my question to you is, do you still want a Hellcat? I've told you guys that this is an expensive game to get into. I mean, you're putting $4,000, let's be real here, into a Dodge. You know what I'm saying? These are AMG prices. These are McLaren prices. These are Porsche prices. If I owned a Lamborghini Urus, or Urus, however you say it, and it was like, it's a $4,000 brake job, I understand. I understand that. If I own a McLaren, what it is 720S, McLaren 720S, and they said, yeah, it's going to run you about 4,000, 4Gs. Okay, I get it. But on your Dodge, you're paying $4,300 for a brake job, just for the front. It's an expensive game to get into. You got to pay to play, guys. I'm telling you straight up and down, like, there's nothing cheap about these cars. I mean, from the oil changes to the gas to brake jobs to any other jobs. I mean, God forbid you got a differential problem or you got some sort of engine problem, transmission problem, anything like that. Everything is considered an SRT part, which means that it's the top of the line, like the top of the top. So you're going to be paying top of the top prices, man. There's nothing cheap about these cars. We've already talked about kind of the daily cost or the daily maintenance of owning these cars. There's nothing cheap about these cars, and this right here is going to let you know. $4,300 for a brake job. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money, at least to me. I don't know about you guys. Now, with that being said, not everybody takes their car back to the dealership that they bought it from, right? Some people will take it to Jose and Hose B. I know guys that take their Hellcats to Jiffy Lube to get their oil changed. Like I legitimately know people that take their Hellcats and Scats to Jiffy Lube, and I think they pay. I think Buddy said he pays like $44, $45, maybe $50 for an oil change, as opposed to Dodge is going to charge you $120, $130 for an oil change there. You can go that route. There's nothing wrong with it because, I mean, in theory, they should be trained professionals and know what they're doing. But I've also heard horror stories about the what is it, the oil filter that they replace. So when it comes to Scats and Cats and even RTs, to my understanding, they have to use SRT oil filters for our cars. Well, that's fine at Dodge, or if you're at a Mopar licensed spot or whatever. But if you take your shit to Jiffy Lube, like my homeboy, he took his 300 Hellcat to it was either Jiffy Lube or Meineke, I can't remember which one, for an oil change. They did the oil change, and then they replaced the oil filter with like one of their generic off-brand Meineke or Jiffy Lube oil filters. That's something that they would put on like a damn V6 or a Toyota or something like that. And it's like, I guess that would get the job done, but it's like I don't necessarily want anything off-brand on my Hellcat, you know? So you can take your car to a different shop and get a brake job done. You can get the brakes online for a cheaper price and put them on yourself if you're tight like that, or have your homeboy hook you up. That's true. You're losing a couple things, obviously, the Mopar trained professional aspect, the warranty aspect, all of that stuff, and then having that in the records for your car in the event something catastrophic happens and they got to go back into the log books and look through everything that's been done to your car, which they will. Trust me when I say I've seen them do that. If you come into a Mopar shop or a Dodge shop and you say, oh, the engine's blowing up or something like that, first thing they're going to do is go to the log books and say, okay, so when's the last time you had an oil change? When's the last time you had your cabin air filter replaced? When's the last time you had a tire rotation? Who's doing all this stuff? Oh, you're doing it yourself, so you could be lying to us, and you haven't had an oil change in 160,000 miles, and that's why your car blew up. But you can take it to another shop, get the other work done, get it done for cheap, but I mean, at the end of the day, you get what you pay for. But the fact of the matter is, man, what I want to drill home to you guys is that these cars are not cheap by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. Every damn thing on this car is expensive. The only cheap thing on this car might be the tire rotation. 9 times out of 10, most shops will do a tire rotation for $19. Like NTB, National Tire and Battery, will do tire changes for $19. Dodge actually does it for $19.99. They've always done it. They charged me $19.99 for my V6, for my Scat, and I'm sure they'll do it for the Cat as well. So that's the only cheap damn thing on this car, is getting the tire change, or tires rotated. I'm sorry. So if you want to get your tires rotated for cheap, I mean, you know, you're in the right car, because they're never going to charge you more than $20, $30. But everything else, you know, it's expensive. And I just want you guys to know that. My dude hit me in the DM and he sent that to me. And I actually knew something similar to this, because I remember when I had my Scat. Now, you know, I drove the hell out of my Scat. I remember they quoted me around $2,300, $2,200 for the front only. The front only, $2,200, $2,300 just for the front, not even the rear. The rear were good. Like, if you know our cars are so front heavy, and obviously having those 6 pistons, all of the wear or most of the wear is going to happen to the front brakes, not necessarily the rear. Unless you're doing a lot of sliding and stuff like that. If you're doing a lot of sliding, you probably have a lot of wear in the rear as well. But 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the front. And they tried to charge me $2,300 for the front. And of course, I wasn't going for that. I took the cheaper route. And I just had my homeboy do it, you know, for the cheap. So that's always an option there. But just know that if you want to take it to Dodge and have them do some sort of certified, authentic work, you're going to pay to play. $4,388 for a brake job on a Hellcat Charger. And I'm sure it's the same for Hellcat Challengers. It's probably even more expensive for Durangos, probably even more expensive for T-Rexes, all that stuff. It's expensive to get in this game, guys. You really got to pay to play. And I want you guys to think twice about that. It's not enough to just be able to afford the process of buying a Hellcat or afford the monthly costs. You got to take into account oil changers, tire rotations, gas. You got to take into account, God forbid, something snaps or breaks or pops or leaks or busts and pulls. And you got to take it to Dodge and have them fix it. All of that shit is SRT products, which is top of the line, top tier products, which means you're going to pay. So just keep that in mind, guys. $4,300 brake job. Make sure that you got that money set aside. so that you can get your brakes done on your Hellcat. So take that into account. Take it for what it's worth. See you guys in the next one. Peace.